What's going on, MCOC Nation? This is your man DA, and I'm back once again, still just trying to be a contest legend. And in this video, I want to welcome you to the strategy guide for this month's special quest, the Trials of the King. The Trials of the King will be a daily quest that runs from now until February 28th. Every day will be one singular focus, and on day 7, you will have 6 fights that include the nodes from the previous 6 days. You want to be sure to play the event every single day because you gain these essential boosts that you are going to need, and here they are. These are essence boosts. Each boost gained focuses on a different aspect related to the day in which you got that boost. So for day 1 in the Trial of Heart, you'll get Arc Overload and plus 25% health over 6 seconds for your champion. The Essence of Patience increases your special attack damage by 10% for every 10 seconds that passes in the fight. The Essence of Fortitude cycles through energy and physical resistance every 8 seconds. The Essence of Will increases your power gain by 100%, no matter if you're attacking or being attacked. The Essence of Wisdom gives you a 7% chance to evade incoming attacks and stun your opponent for 1 second when those evades happen. And the Essence of Strength can increase your attack up to 200% based on the damage that is lost. So you get these boosts by winning fights, completing the maps each day, which I cannot stress enough is really important that you do so, because you can only enter the quest once per day in one difficulty. So if you go in to expert difficulty and complete the quest or quit out, or for whatever reason can't finish, you cannot enter the quest again, nor can you go to any other difficulty, except on day 7. On day 7, you can go into each difficulty one time and use the essence boost that you gain from winning the other days. So let's talk about what we'll be focused on each day during this event quest. On day 1 in the Trial of Heart, there will be a focus on regen and degen. On day 2 in the Trial of Time, there will be a focus on time-based effects and time limits. On day 3 in the Trial of Resilience, there will be a focus on defensive abilities. On day 4 in the Trial of Spirit, there will be a focus on power gain and power drain. On day 5 in the Trial of Wisdom, which may be the most interesting day of all, the focus is on getting you to change up the way you fight. On day 6 in the Trial of Strength, the focus will be on high attack damage. And day 7 again will bring all of these together into one map, 6 fights, each with a separate focus from the previous days. Now let's look at the nodes that we'll have to deal with on these days. On day 1 in the Trial of Heart, in the expert difficulty, you will have plus 200% recovery and arc overload to deal with. In the lesser difficulties, all you will have is just added recovery, which isn't too tough. On day 2 in the Trial of Time, in the expert difficulty, you have increased buff duration, debuff duration, and rolling thunder. The other difficulties will have increased buff duration and debuff duration as well. Rolling thunder really isn't that much of a problem because, I mean, hey, if you're getting smacked in the face by your opponent's special attacks, then you deserve it. On day 3 in the Trial of Resilience, there will be a focus on increased defense and defensive abilities. So in the expert difficulty, you're going to see increased physical and energy resistance and mad armor, yo. In the lesser difficulties, all you have to deal with is the increased armor, and on the hard difficulty, you will have adaptive, which cycles through energy and physical resistance throughout the fight. On day 4 in the Trial of Spirit, things begin to get a little bit more interesting. We have the Prey on the Weak node, which is sort of like the everybody gets Mystic Dispersion. When a buff expires on you, your opponent gains power. So of course for this day, you're going to want to bring somebody who does a lot of damage and doesn't need a buff or energy to do it. On day 5 in the Trial of Wisdom, which may be the most difficult day, especially on the expert difficulty, we have Mesmerize and Bane to deal with. On medium and hard, you also have Mesmerize, but you also have Brute Force, which as long as you play aggressively, things won't be a problem. Every 6 seconds, you have to land an attack, otherwise you'll suffer degeneration. Now, Mesmerize gives your opponent, it says about a 7% chance to evade incoming attacks. That percentage is definitely closer to 82 or 93, something crazy. I don't know, I'm not a scientist, so I don't know for sure, but it's mad high. And yeah, it's definitely not 7, so you're gonna have to be aware of it and just change up your playstyle, which of course is the goal for the day. In the Trial of Strength, you get a reprieve from the day before. What you'll be dealing with is increased attack damage through Fury, True Strike, and again 100% attack. Now let's talk about the champions that we'll have to face during the challenge. Each day inside the quest, you're gonna have 3 opponents. The 3 opponents you face are chosen randomly from the 10 listed under each of the days. For day 1, I think the most difficult opponent you may see is Green Goblin. For day 2, I think it'll be Hyperion, Killmonger, and Mordo. For day 3, I think Ultron and Colossus may cause a bit of a problem. On day 4, again, Mordo, Hyperion. On day 5, I think Void may cause the most problems. I mean, just outside of the Bane node and Mesmerize and other Salt, Fiesta accessories that Kabam has given us. And on day 6, I think Medusa may cause the most issues. Now, I think there are a group of champions that if you have them and you can bring them with you every single day of this event, you're going to do well. Those champions, I believe, are Scarlet Witch, Dr. Voodoo, Magic, and Archangel. Simply because those champions have great nullify abilities. Archangel with his ability accuracy reduction through the neurotoxins. If he can bleed and poison your opponent, he's gonna do amazing. But if your opponent is bleed or poison immune, he's gonna be slightly gimped. That's where I think Scarlet Witch can step in, and with her awakened ability, she'll do wonders. These champions are strong. They don't necessarily rely on buffs. I mean, Scarlet Witch on which day is it? Day 4. And the Prey on the Weak. Scarlet Witch may not be the best option, but going with maybe Voodoo, although he does have the little regeneration at the beginning of the fight. Once that expires, okay, your opponent's going to get power, but by that time, hopefully you've built up to your special 2, and you're either power draining or power burning, and you don't have to worry about it. Magic, same thing. You get high damage, nullify abilities, power locking abilities, which are going to come in handy during this event quest, and she doesn't rely on buffs in order to get the job done. So those are sort of the overarching champions. I think that if you have them, 1 or 2 of them, you'll be all set. Now, looking at specific champions for what you're dealing with each day, for day 1, I think if you have champions that can heal block or even heal reverse, you'll do fine. So I'm thinking like Civil Warrior, Vision, maybe even Ghost Rider. For day 2, where you have the increased buff duration and debuff duration, I would just bring, heavy hitters or champions that apply damage over time. So think Drax and his bleeds, Sparky with his shocks, X-23 and her bleeds as well. On day 3, with the increased resistance through the armor and energy resistance and physical resistance, again, damage over time champions I think are going to come in great right here. So I think champions like Hyperion with his Incinerate, again, X-23 and Wolverine with their bleeds, Sparky with the shocks, Medusa with her bleeds and for her armor breaking abilities and armor shatters, Blade, Captain America, World War II, even Howard the Duck maybe, if you want to have some fun with it and challenge yourself. In Gwenpool, to a certain extent, of course, your champion that you're fighting against needs to be able to be bled out in order for Gwenpool to be most effective. But as long as you can get a bleed on them, her armor break and Incinerate and Power Lock will work well for you on day 3. On day 4, when we are up against the Power Gain and Power Drain, the Prey on the Weak, I think, of course, I already said it, you bring a champion that doesn't rely on buffs or their power meter in order to do a lot of damage. So there's one in particular that stands out in my mind, and that's Star-Lord. For this day in particular, if you have him, because again, although he may proc a Fury every now and again, it's not consistent enough to really worry about, pushing your opponent over to their special 3. On day 5, you're going to need to bring somebody who can shrug off a debuff really quickly. So I think champions like Blade, Rogue, Kingpin, Agent Venom, Crossbones, Iceman, I think they'll work well in this situation because they either are stun immune. So, Iceman with his ice armor, that first shot, you'll be okay. Or Crossbones with the Furies, you have about I believe it's a 25% chance to shrug off debuffs rather quickly. Kingpin, you convert those debuffs into attack power. You can't really beat that. And Rogue and Blade, we all know about. And on day 6, there's nobody really in particular, just somebody that has a bit of defense and can hit hard. So Sparky, Blade, Medusa, Star-Lord, Hyperion, whatever your choice is, as long as they hit hard, and again, as long as they can play defense, you'll be all set. So that's what we're up against as far as opponents, and who I think may be some good options for you to bring to the event to get you some sweet rewards. The rewards for this event really aren't that bad. Of course, we're getting crystal shards, we're getting tier 4 and tier 3 and tier 2 class catalyst fragments and crystals. We're getting 6 stones possibly, or maybe ISO, and we're getting the essence boost for day 7. On day 7 there is an increase in the rewards. Also, there's a chance instead of getting the crystal shards that you get the Wakandan ultimate crystal, which has a chance at these champions. Of course, guaranteed is 3 stars with a slight chance of getting them as a 4-star. I don't know about you, but I'm most hyped for the opportunity to get Killmonger as a 4-star before he even comes to the arena. I'm praying hard that I can pull a 4-star Killmonger, because so far my featured crystal luck has been trash, if you've been following the channel. And it'd just be great to be repaid for some hard work and effort in one form or another. So I'm really rooting for a 4-star Killmonger from one of these crystals. But other than that, man, let me know what you think. Tell me in the comments below your strategy or who you plan on bringing on a quest on any given day. Is there something I missed? Is somebody I forgot to mention? Is there somebody you think I snubbed? Tell me in the comments below. Other than that, man, if you like this video, go ahead, smash that thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And if this is your first time to the channel and you want to see more guides like this, or just get more content from me and Marvel Contest of Champions, smash that subscribe. All of it helps me out, man. You feel me? So until the next time, y'all stay blessed. Go Groots. I'm out.